Yeah, with the kind of following Raila has, and well, let's just say he controls almost half of the country. So r- protests is something that is likely to happen if he loses. Even I personally believe even if Ruto lost the election, we would still probably have experienced the protests bit of it because he literally owns half the country. But this also comes down to a leader's style of leadership. See, for Raila, I think he chooses protests because it's provided for in the constitution. There are other ways of resolving conflicts. People can choose to dialogue. We don't have to go to the streets. But for Kenya specifically, and for many African countries, I think opposition leaders, election losers, choose to go the protest way to get the attention of sitting governments. We saw a protest in South Africa. It was different from what we have here in Kenya, but still, it was a protest. It's what many other African countries do. There were recently protests in Sudan. There have been protests in, I think, DRC because of the fighting that is going on. So it's an African thing, if you ask me. Yeah. It is a handshake, if you ask me. Yeah, just because it's not being called a handshake, it doesn't mean it's not. It is a handshake, but it is at the beginning stages. Anything can happen. The opposition gave 1 week, so we literally have less than 4 days to know the next course of action for the opposition. So as it stands right now, it's a handshake, but let's just call it a truce. For most election losers in Africa, most election losers don't believe in the referee whenever they lose an election. We saw this extend to the United States in the 2020 election. Trump said the election was compromised, it was rigged. I think it's a notion that needs to be removed from our minds. Yeah. But with the division witnessed in Kenya during the August election, I think there is a lot of work that needs to be done in the IEBC. When you are a referee, you're not supposed to pick a side. Yeah? When you are a referee, you're supposed to be very objective and very straightforward. Issues of having two factions within the IEBC is something that should not be witnessed in any electoral agency across the world. Yeah, I think the IEBC is what holds the country. Yeah, such divisions can make a country go into anarchy easily. So fixing the IEBC is one thing we need to do very quick and very fast. What needs to be done? Just having policies that stop things like having divisions in the commission. Yeah, strict policies. They could even be enshrined in the constitution to give clear direction of how the IEBC should conduct itself. I think that would be the biggest step we can make to fixing electoral issues that come up against the commission after elections are done.